Your voice, as you know, if you've ever heard my show before, is a powerful instrument, and mindfulness helps you harness its potential. Creative solutions are the best contributions we make. Welcome to the Creative Solutions Podcast. On the show, it's my job to tease out the creative solutions my guests are coming up with to change the world through creativity, social action, and mindset. I also give you tips and techniques so you can do the same. This episode is brought to you by my class, Meditation for Busy People, where you can discover clarity and joy in just 5 minutes a day. It's also brought to you by the Brain FM app and this podcast's host, Podbean. Also, follow the podcast on Instagram or TikTok and check out our shop for merch, music, and musings. The links are all in the show notes. Hey, and welcome to the Creative Solutions Podcast. I'm your host, Izolda Trakhtenberg. Thank you so much for being here. Today's episode is all about how mindfulness techniques can transform your public speaking skills and help you become a more confident and effective communicator. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today is because I've been spending so much of my time talking about meditation and mindfulness and thinking about it and really getting into the flavor of what it means to be mindful, that I wanted to start really applying those principles to the way that I live the rest of my life and the way that we all live the rest of our lives. Most of us have to do public speaking in one form or another, whether you are speaking to a group at work or you're involved in an extracurricular activity, if you will. Whatever it is, most of us end up having to speak in public. And a lot of us are terrified. I myself had a public speaking phobia when I was a child and got over it through creativity and some mindfulness. But I have to say that creativity brings me into a mindful state, so that sort of happens symbiotically. But as I think about it and as I talk about it, I want to really dive into what it means to be mindful as a public speaker and what we can do to make sure that when we speak in public, we're doing so from that authentic, real place inside us, but also from a place of confidence and a place of sharing rather than a place of fear. I think public speaking, we all know this, it can be exhilarating and nerve-wracking. Whether you're stepping onto a stage for the very first time or you've delivered lots of presentations, I think there's always room for growth and improvement, and I think that's where mindfulness comes in. It's the secret sauce that can take your speaking game to the next level. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the moment without judgment. When we're mindful, we're not dwelling on past mistakes or worrying about future stuff. Instead, we're immersed in the now, fully engaged with our thoughts, our feelings, and our surroundings. And I think this heightened sense of awareness has a profound impact on our public speaking skills. For aspiring speakers and even professional ones, mindfulness lays the foundation of a successful path. By cultivating mindfulness, you're going to find yourself more focused and less affected by the fear of stepping onto that stage. You'll discover how to embrace those butterflies in your stomach and use them to fuel your passion for sharing your message. So imagine walking onto the stage, heart pounding, palms sweating, but instead of letting that fear eat you up, you take a deep breath, you anchor yourself in the present moment. Your mind is clear, your nerves are tamed, and your words flow without any effort at all. That is the power of mindfulness for people who are just starting out as speakers. And for seasoned speakers, mindfulness becomes the key to unlocking new heights of excellence. After years of speaking, it's natural to fall into patterns or become complacent. Mindfulness challenges you to be fully present in each moment, making every presentation fresh and authentic. You're going to discover how to listen more attentively to your audience. You're going to adapt your message on the fly to resonate deeply with them. Mindfulness empowers you to read the room, adjust your pace and tone, and maintain engagement throughout your speech. Picture yourself on that familiar stage, but this time you're not relying only on your experience. You're fully connected with the present, and your authenticity shines through as you captivate the audience with your passion and your purpose. So what are these powerful mindfulness strategies that can transform your public speaking skills? I'm going to go over that, and I want you to understand that each one of these builds on the next, or rather builds on the previous one. Number 1, overcoming stage fright. For many, stage fright is the greatest barrier to effective communication. The fear of being judged, of stumbling over words, or forgetting your lines can paralyze you. Mindfulness provides the tools to confront and conquer these fears. And for some of us, like I did, transform those fears into the gift that they are. Through simple breathing exercises like the breath anchor, you can calm your nervous system and cultivate a sense of being grounded before you ever step onto the stage. By focusing on your breath, you anchor yourself in the present and you let go of anxiety about the past or the future. And here's the exercise. I want you to try this technique. It's called the breath anchor. Take a deep breath in through your nose and count to 4. Hold it for a count of 4, and then exhale slowly to a count of 6 or 7. Repeat this a few times before you step on stage. This is going to calm your nervous system, and as you focus on your breath, you're going to be fully present in the moment. This is a technique that works really well, by the way, when you're trying to get to sleep. You inhale for shorter than you exhale, and you can do it 4 and then hold, and then 6 count, or you can do 6 and then hold, and then 8 count, whatever it is you decide to do. It's a really, really great way of bringing that presence and that sense of calm to that present moment. And it's also a way of involving your parasympathetic nervous system into your experience, right? Most of us sit in the sympathetic nervous system all the time. It's that fight, flight, or freeze response when we're thinking about public speaking. You want to get into that parasympathetic place where you are in the present moment and you're calm so that you are ready and flexible and really available for whatever's going to happen. Number 2, improving vocal presence. Your voice, as you know, if you've ever heard my show before, is a powerful instrument, and mindfulness helps you harness its potential. Vocal modulation is vital in keeping your audience engaged and conveying your message effectively. With the animal sounds exercise, you're going to warm up your vocal folds and you're going to explore the full range of your voice. This practice energizes you and also enhances your ability to express emotions and maintain your audience's attention. Here it is, and try it. I invite you to try doing this because it's really cool and fun, right? Practice making different animal sounds, from a humming bee to a fierce lion's roar to a little chipmunk or a dolphin. Whatever it is, just practice the different modulations and the different sounds before you begin to do any speaking. It'll warm up your vocal folds, and it's going to be a playful way to connect with your voice. I also like to do tongue twisters, like Minimal Animal and Rubber Baby Buggy Bumper and Rear Wheel, which is really hard for me, but I still try it every single time. The best thing you can do is warm up before you speak at any event or activity. Tongue twisters, animal sounds, and all of that. But there's an entire process that you can go through that will warm you up, that's going to make it so much easier to step up on stage with confidence and presence. I have created a fabulous warm-up video with a doctor of physical therapy. Shout out to you, Katie, who did a wonderful job of modeling all of the exercises correctly, because she is a doctorate of physical therapy. And it's going to help you get revved and ready for any speaking engagement, from a job interview to a speech for thousands. So I want you to head over to https://izoldaspeaks.com/speakwithconfidence and grab the video. Number 3, enhancing nonverbal communication. They say actions speak louder than words, and in public speaking, your nonverbal cues can either reinforce or undermine your message. Mindfulness heightens your awareness of your body language, posture, and facial expressions. engaging in something like mirror work, you can become your own observer. You're going to notice how your body communicates even before you say a single word. You can make adjustments and refine your nonverbal cues, and you'll strengthen the impact of your message. So here's the activity. Stand in front of a mirror and give a mini speech. Observe your body language and facial expressions. Are you conveying confidence? Make any adjustments and repeat until you feel comfortable with all of your nonverbal cues. Now, another one, body scan and awareness. Nonverbal communication, as I've mentioned, is deeply connected to how we hold ourselves and move. This technique involves a body scan to increase your awareness of tension and subtle gestures that may impact how you present yourself on stage. So here's the practice, here's the technique. Before your speaking engagement, or even during a brief break, find a quiet space to stand or sit comfortably. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Start by taking a few deep breaths and allow your body to relax every time you exhale. Now, mentally scan your body from head to toe, observing any areas of tension or being tight. As you notice these areas, see if you can consciously release the tension or the stiffness. Focus on your jaw, your shoulders, your hands, and your forehead, because these are common areas where tension can accumulate during public speaking. And then bring your attention to your posture. Ensure that you're standing or sitting with a balanced and open posture. Imagine a string pulling you gently upward from the crown of your head. It's going to elongate your spine and it's going to sort of straighten you out really beautifully. Relax your shoulders and then allow your arms to rest naturally by your sides. As you practice this body scan regularly, you're going to become aware of your body's signals, and that's going to allow you to adjust and maintain a confident and approachable and authentic presence during every single presentation. Mirror reflection. This technique involves using a mirror as a mindful tool to refine your facial expressions and gestures. It's ultimately going to improve your nonverbal communication during public speaking. Here's the practice. Find a mirror large enough to observe your entire face and upper body. Stand or sit comfortably in front of the mirror and take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Now, imagine you're speaking to an audience or having a conversation with someone. Observe your facial expressions as you would when you're interacting with other people. Pay attention to your eye contact, facial movements, and any unconscious gestures you make. Remember, I've always talked to you about eye contact, and it depends on the culture of the person you're talking to about whether or not you want to maintain extended eye contact or not. So check that out before you speak. If you're doing any kind of speaking engagement, make sure you figure out sort of the lay of the land when it comes to who your audience is going to be, so that you know how to do some of these practices and techniques to make sure that you are not offending anybody and are also working in the way that's best for you and the people you're working with. So to go back to this, begin experimenting with different emotions and expressions. Smile genuinely, show curiosity, display empathy, and practice a range of expressions that match the content of your speech. Notice how different expressions impact the overall message you convey. And you want to do this authentically, right? You don't want to go, today I'm going to play at being happy. No, find something to be happy about if your speech or that part of your speech is happy. And think about that thing that makes you happy. For me, often it's my cats. They make me very happy. So I will do that. I will imagine my cats, or I will imagine being really present in what I'm saying that is making me happy, or that's making me sad, or that's making me whatever it is I am, so that I can be fully present and also authentic in what I'm doing and what I'm saying. As you practice with the mirror regularly, you're going to become more aware of your facial expressions and gestures, and that's going to allow you to adjust and align everything with your intended message. And this new self-awareness is going to enhance your nonverbal communication and make your presentations more engaging and authentic. Remember, Dr. Albert Mehrabian put that 7-38-55 rule together for a reason. People take in information this way. About 7% of what they take in is through the words you say. 38% is how you say those words, like your tone, and 55% is your body language and everything else that's going on. We read energy. And in fact, I just saw a study that says, We have a sixth sense. Our bodies know. Our bodies can tell when something is authentic and when it isn't. Our bodies can tell when something is dangerous and when it isn't. Our organisms know. So we need to be paying attention to that. And we're paying attention with our reptilian brains, I think, but we're not always paying attention with our front mammalian brains. And that's really important because our very, very big frontal cortex will talk us out of things the rest of our bodies, our organism is trying to tell us. So you need to be aware, be authentic, and be aware of what you're projecting and presenting, and also what information you're getting back from the people you are presenting to. Because remember, mindfulness is about being present and attentive to the subtleties of your communication. By incorporating these mindfulness techniques into your practice, you're going to elevate your nonverbal communication and create a more powerful and impactful presence on stage. 4. Okay, this brings me to the end of part 1 of mindfulness and public speaking. I thought about doing the whole thing all at once, but then I decided, you know what? There's so much to say on this that I'm going to do this episode, and then next time come on back and you're going to get to hear about storytelling and emotion mapping and engaging your senses as you do your public speaking, and most of all, how to handle Q&A sessions with confidence. That's going to be next time, because I think it's really important for us to remember that mindfulness can help with all of this. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode on the beginning of mindfulness and public speaking, and we're going to delve deeper and deeper into this as we move forward. And the reason I wanted to talk about this, as I said earlier, is because we can very much figure out how to use mindfulness in just about any pursuit, but it works particularly well in public speaking where so many people are worried and afraid. And why are you worried and afraid? You're either worried about what might happen or afraid of what might happen, or you're worried about what did happen that brought you to this place and of things repeating themselves. If you've had a negative experience before, it might repeat itself, or you're worried about the judgment of others. It hasn't happened yet. It probably won't happen, but we're worried about it. And mindfulness will help you release some of that stress and release some of those worries so that it is not prevalent in your life anymore. And you can be present when you're doing any sort of public speaking and present in a kind, thoughtful, confident, and effective manner because you're practicing mindfulness to prepare, to be present, and to actually give the speech. I find that so important. Stay present and almost everything else will take care of itself. All right, cool. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. This is Izolda Trakhtenberg reminding you that, as always, you are best served to be bold, be creative, and most of all, be kind. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. Please subscribe to the podcast if you're new, and it would mean the world to me if you told a friend about it. Today's episode was produced by Izolda Trakhtenberg and is copyright 2023. As always, please remember this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Past performance does not guarantee future results, although we can always hope. Until next time, keep living what you believe in.